Good morning from Highway 54, east of El Dorado, Kansas. Last time we spoke, I was in a motel in Great Bend, Kansas, a little while back, and I got up early, got ready to leave, packed up my bike, it was all outside, and then the skies opened. I couldn't really understand why the cleaner jumped in her car and then drove it really fast underneath the reception canopy until the hailstones started to fall. And I saw a couple of little dents in the other cars, which hadn't been so clever. Man, the weather is so volatile here. I was just about to leave and then this happened. Hail! I think I'm going to hold off on leaving. When the headwinds are so heavy and the sun is hot, I don't really have a great deal of time or energy to film. So I just cracked on and on and on. It's one way to skip the traffic, I guess. Heading east on Highway 56, big wide shoulder. Not the smoothest or cleanest, but it'll totally do. Give me a shoulder this wide over pretty much anything else. Got to a place called McPherson, nice little place. Met another chap who rides a recumbent, although not exactly the same. What a cool steering wheel, that's awesome.
Well, I got a horn in there, I got to put a horn in there, and my few other things in there, my stereo. I'm gonna make it all like a little thing, compartment where my CD player's gonna play. While my Bluetooth, right?
You made it all yourself?
Yeah, made it myself.
That's very cool.
I got two more of them. I got one smaller one, a blue one, 1982, and I got another one in a 76.
What does your t-shirt say?
Oh.
You just got to be honest sometimes, don't
Yep.
you? And just outside of McPherson, I met my first ever Warm Showers hosts, Peg and Scott. Got a message from Peg saying, here's the directions. You're looking for a white horse fence. We live a quarter mile off the road, red barn, and we got a swimming pool. Dive right in. Wow, how cool is that? It did strike me as potentially being a bit of a setup. It sounded too good to be true. And I just kind of imagined myself diving in their pool, having not met anyone, and then an owner coming home completely bemused. What are you doing in my pool? The forecast the next day wasn't great, so I decided to have a rest day at Peg and Scott's. Beautiful place to hang out. They were awesome. They were just like, make yourself at home, do what you want. I had a bunch of admin to do for our upcoming canoe trip and paddleboarding trip on the Mississippi. Really excited, especially now. It's less than 2 weeks away. All day swims in the mist, floating down with a bunch of new and some old friends as well. This canoe trip in the Mississippi is the one reason why I'm doing this journey and finishing in Memphis. But it's also the double-edged sword is that I had to be in Memphis by a certain time, which is why I couldn't just kind of stick out our original plan. Time is always the devil behind these things, and I always try not to have kind of a last bookend at the back of a journey, just because it encourages rushing and getting to a place. I kind of feel like that now. I know I need to be somewhere. I'm just over 500 miles from Memphis, so I need to keep the legs turning. But it doesn't really take away from the experience. It's lovely being out here. Sometimes there's a lot of roadkill, lots of raccoons and snakes on the road. I don't film any of those just because that's not nice. But I did find a little chap who'd managed to avoid being roadkill earlier. One thing you don't expect to see on the road is a tortoise. Hey buddy, he was cute. Okay, hope that wasn't too windy. That's my uphill vlog. 37 kilometers of almost direct uphill today. Up and up and up over the Flint Hills of eastern Kansas. I'm averaging 19, 20 kilometers an hour. So 12, 13 miles an hour, even on the uphills now. I'm feeling strong. A little tired, but I think that's mostly down to the growing heat of the days. The weather in the States has been so extreme this summer. I set myself an 88-mile target today to get to a warm showers in Chanute, Kansas. Probably my last night in Kansas. Host, who goes by the name of Rick. He seems really friendly. Whenever you get here, you got a bed, you got a shower, a good evening meal. So nice. I'm looking forward to meeting Rick. In the meantime, yeah, I've still got a good 70 miles to go today. 8:30. The sun is starting to flex its muscles. Woo! This is a proper good challenge. Can't imagine what it would have been like had I added another 800 miles on like I was supposed to. Oh my god. Well, I just wouldn't have got to Memphis on time, simply.